What's up, everybody? How are you doing on this fine Saturday evening? Not too bad here. Things are moving along, I suppose. We have a bunch of people here already. Hold on, let me do that here. We had the early crew, Franco Walker, Phil in the kitchen, I think was here at some point. Joe Rust, and a gassy master. Sorry about that. Pianoman is here. The Pancake Man, Lock Watcher's here. Frank Neto Betty is here. So there's two Franks. Zap Sparky Delta Mike. What's going on there? Jonathan, you seek to us. Did I say that already? I don't know. David Garcia, Rudy B. What's up? Good evening to you. What's up, David? Was it Camano? I believe. Celtic Engine, Maurice, Megavolt Meister, TJ. Chippy, there's Ron Nona, Rusty B. How we all doing? So, appreciate everybody hanging out. And hey, I just remembered, if you're joining late, check the live button if you want to be up to date and current. What's up, Jeff? Beer is here. Cheers, everybody. What's up, Web Debbie? Jacques Attack. DC Allen, Mr. A Cake. Oh, so yeah, the thing in the thumbnail, as I will presumably be going camping in 3 weeks, may or may not be a live stream that Saturday, depends on how much signal I get, but I ordered one of them. It's basically just a modified, hard case. You just make sure you close the vent up, and it's one of those ones that's a little smell resistant for traveling with cannabis. And then I got a second one to go in that for all the flour and stuff, and the little little joint holders just kind of fall out. But yeah, I got that in, figured I'd crash it into the microphone and then thumb it up. Yeah. Not a grenade case, no. What's up, Benji? Everyone talks about skeletons in the closet. What do you do if a skeleton comes out of the closets? I would say offer it a beer, but that would probably get messy if it's not going to catch anything. Doesn't have lungs, but maybe offer it a smoke anyway. What's up, Boozy? John Marsden, what's up, man? How you doing? I assume you'll be streaming later. John Marsden is another one of the our up-and-coming scumbag players there. Let me see. I don't know. It's so annoying when it gives you like the weird link. But yeah, if you like, is John in that one? I haven't put him in that one yet, but there's John. Oop. There's John Marsden's channel. If you're into gaming, if you're into scum, he just started up. Feel free to go over there and check it out. What's up, Patrick? You close the closed before it comes out. Who? What? Huh? Crossing state? No, it won't be crossing state lines. If I go camping, it'll be in Maryland. But I'd rather just keep everything closed up and whatever. Anyway, fell out of the. What? Oh yeah. There's Captain Barrett. What's up, sexy gentleman, man? Lori, what's going on? Yeah, I'm doing all right there, Captain Barrett. How about yourself? I haven't talked to you in a little bit. I gotta get my ass back on Discord a little bit. I probably will be playing Scum tonight. What was that? Appreciate that, Marcus. Much obliged. Hey, and as a matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and toast to that and everybody else watching? Oh, what we got here? Yeah, no, that's sorted out. I'm going to do the microphone thing on Wednesday stream. Hopefully we get good enough weather to do the nitro car. Yeah, that's the rough plan. And hopefully I can bleed the brakes tomorrow on the truck. Yep. All right, I'll talk to you then. Bye. Cheers, everybody. Mouse in the house. I'm doing pretty good. Getting better. What's up, Chris? Leave me alone. Cheers to you. And hey, while she's here, cheers to Lori21 there. Remember, she's the one that sent us this for us to enjoy together. Wait, what? Ooh, what? Hold on, now I gotta back read here. What's the latest thing DC Allen said here? Hold on. What makes me smaller? I must have missed that one. That's on live chat. Ooh. Been lovely here in Devon. Oh, that's good. How'd that I guess that camping trip went off really well there, Pianoman. Rob was camping some of this week and like next or last weekend-ish kind of thing. Right next to a river. Fucking looking awesome. What's up, Simon? Let's see here. We got a VertoThermoWhoofle here in a moment. That's sitting over there. That's up. Thermometer's up. Looks like everything's good to go up there. Cow attack. What's up, Tombolet? No, I've not heard much on cow attacks lately, Mr. A Cake. I will, if that happens, I'll be sure to do breaking news that there have been cow attacks. Well, good evening, Amelia. Welcome to the show. DCL and I'm old, so I have to zoom in to see the chat and change from big to small. Oh, right, gotcha. Yeah, all the different. Yeah. So, all right, let's do let's do one of those zoomed in VertoThermoWhoofles then. Shall we? Did I just hit the right? No, I didn't hit the right. There we go. Hey, put that anywhere. Number one. One for Freddy. That's a little stroby today, huh? Number 3. And the bigger one. Hold on, let me pick my vape up off the floor here. Come on. Alright. Yeah, I gotta really want. Will y'all calm down over there? Not you, no, just the stuff over here. Good grief. Liz was on Clive stream earlier, but she may have had to do stuff. Peaked at 190. I guess that's general air temperature. As quick as it could pick it up anyway. There's a puff. So besides that, what's everybody else got going on here? Oh, yeah, that's a thing up there said earlier. CyberPower is covering the batteries. They should arrive Monday at work. We have pictures coming in. But when they come in, we do another live stream. we'll put the batteries in and then perform this exact same load test with 400 watt, or well, 390 watts of incandescent bulbs, and we'll make sure that it works. So, I guess look forward to that. Peter Ferguson just chilling with the cat. Yeah, that's what I was doing earlier. I was chilling in the living room and Poofers isn't feeling very well. She's got sneezes. So she was cuddled up on me for a while. And then Spaz came laying over on one side. Ronnie came laying on the other. The dude was laying near my feet. Everyone was just kind of piled in. Boo says I had 4 hours in Meat Grinder and a glitch got me. The horde came with no warning. I'm done. Yeah, the hordes will trigger if you're in the same, like, it seems like if you're in like a POI for too long and you're not killing them enough or something like that, like you'll just get hordes trigger. Like I've been in towns, been in rooms with no windows, crouched, sorting through inventory, like not even dropping shit, and hordes have triggered and wiped me out. So you got to watch that. The weird hordes on Meat Grinder. They are ultra sensitive. But just, you know, worst comes to worst, just double click everything, whole ass naked to get away, and then like sneak back later. Yeah. POI, point of interest. The glitch got Ray Kit's car this morning too and almost killed one of his squad mates. It's weird glitches. It's really concerning with 1.0 coming, getting pushed out so quickly. That's horrible. Chipmunk, how's my girl, by the way? How's she doing today? I'm trying to convert another road lamp to LED, but have to drill out the rusted security bolt. Oh yeah, you know, public streetlights, they ain't putting nothing but the best in there. That shit was rusted before dude got down to the bottom of the pole after he installed it. Like, wait a minute, do I? Okay. I gotta watch. I look over, I realize I was messing around with the green screen, which as you can see. Oh yeah, look. Mr. Meeseeks freaking ghosts out too. I was messing with that. Oh, what's the car do over there? That's not too bad. Alright, anyway. Don't scroll down. All ready for camping apart from the car left to do. I'm gonna say mostly, because all my camping gear should be just ready. You know what I mean? Like it should be packed up, ready to go. Like everything in the closet was fairly organized when I put it away. But I do want to open it up, make sure stuff's in there that should be in there. I don't know, maybe I'll run up there, you know, towards the end of the night. We'll see how it's going. And I can always go grab like my hammock bag and we can make sure everything is sorted properly in that, since that's going to be the most important part of the trip anyway. As long as everything's in a hammock bag, then I can at least have shelter. If not, my rucksack has various forms of shelter. Well, what, two or three forms of shelter in it as well. But I mean, I'll be at a campsite. I mean, whatever. And my truck has an extra tent in it just in case. So I gotta check on that since that sits outside. But for the most part, all I'm gonna have to do is grab a couple coolers, buy a bunch of fucking steaks and potatoes. Maybe, I don't know, chop up one of the neighbors, throw them in there. That's pretty much it. I'm just gonna pack up food and like battery stuff and just enough stuff to hopefully do a Saturday night live stream still. So stick the tent up in your garden overnight to freshen it up. Oh, I don't have a tent. No, I don't take tents when I go camping. I have it. Well, there's what? That is loud. Anyway, I don't use tents at all, especially if I'm just going camping, like at the state park where I'm going. I'll hang my hammock up, and I got the Suburban, so anything extra, I'll just toss in the Suburban. If I was going out somewhere, then I would have, I would go skinny on shelter. I would take my hammock and then probably my bivvy, and then a tent for gear storage, like one of my small tents for gear storage. But no, I'm gonna be sleeping in the burb. I'll be sleeping on the hammock and just throw shit in the burb, especially food stuff. You know, you don't want to leave food stuff in a tent. Leave that in the truck. And if I was out on a trail, I'd have paracord rope, you know, food sack thing hanging, you know, you hang it away from you. So if anything tries to get it, it's up in the air and it's not attracted to you. But if it's in the burb, it's fine. So figure that and just keep a loaded Tommy gun next to you if there's any bears, you know. Just... Amelia asked, do you see any Smokey the Bear signs out camping? You know, I feel like I occasionally see the occasional Smokey the Bear thing, but not in a while. Like, I feel like they went thin with my boy. What's up, Zenzinger? Like, I don't really see much of him anymore. I think that whole thing, like, I think they kind of wound that down, maybe. Maybe they just did in Maryland, I don't know. I haven't really gone camping much outside of Maryland, I would say. Oh, yeah. Zenzinger had to work late. Working in Virginia, living in Maryland. Get the bears stoned, yes. We know not to give the bears coke. Yes. Actually, Cocaine Bear is not a bad movie. Cocaine Bear is a pretty good movie. Wait a minute. No, says Ed. Pleasure. Oh, I thought you were working down there. Oh, okay. You had to drive down there, or for pleasure, as it were. All right. Electron, I camped in Yosemite in a tent, plenty of bears about, and the odd mountain lion. Well, at that point, you're just like a snack pack laying there. Carolina camel spot? I don't even want to know, Mr. Haircake. Mr. Haircake. What sort of wildlife? Where I'll be at is in like eastern part of Maryland. So it's like fucking raccoons, squirrels, you know, some snakes, not a much venomous stuff, like copperheads as far as venomous snakes go, because they're not poisonous, they're venomous. Poison you have to ingest, venom goes into your blood. And just like every fucking mosquito you can possibly think of, they just are all there, all everywhere. But that's most of the eastern half of Maryland is basically just fucking mosquitoes and more mosquitoes. And just a couple fucking more mosquitoes. And then you get the Essex, and then you get the Essex mosquitoes on top of that. Usually if you're outside, like, you know, say it's 90 degrees outside, you know, sunny, everybody's sweaty, you will generally have within probably 10 square feet of you anywhere to, I don't know, probably 20 to 30,000 mosquitoes at any given point. Yeah, pretty much. It's bad. Like if you just like sat there with a flame flare and spun, it like the whole air would just sparkle with fucking mosquitoes crashing down. It's God. Does a bear shit in the woods? Yes, and so does a Scrufdog if need be. But well, you either take a foldy shovel like I do, or like just use a fucking stick and bury that loaf. There are so many mosquitoes here too, says Chris. Yeah, well, here it's because Maryland, a lot of the coast is just really humid. Because like a lot of the air just comes in off the coast. There's a lot of like swampy-ish shit, and mosquitoes just freaking love it. Well, yeah, dig the hole first. Yeah, don't poop and then push it in a hole. Poop into the hole. Cigarette smoke. Yeah, most smoke drives mosquitoes away. But yeah, cigarette smoke definitely does. The occasion I do smoke a cigarette, I do, and you get like, you know, 5 seconds of peace after that. Mossies, or those little bitey fly things? is we get black biting fly things. They're like your standard house fly, but a little bit smaller, and they're just tiny flying assholes for the most part. Kevin Artist, the camping sounds so for camping's pretty fun because I'm gonna go there and I'm not really gonna do much. Probably gonna take a book. I mean, obviously, as long as there's some sort of signal, I'll be cruising. I'll be checking up. Oh, mossy mosquito. Okay, gotcha. Um, I'll have the Chrome book. I'll probably take the old Chrome book because that's got a good case on it, so that if I can stream, I can use that to start and stop the stream. But besides that, if I do stream, it'll be off of the phone and off of that battery pack right there that powers these two power hungry suckers until I can get that wired in. Gnats, Clegg. Yeah, not gnat. Gnats are fine. These are like black fly, or we just call them biting flies, or like black flies, or sons of little fuckers. The hammock sounds fantastic, says Delta Gungeon. Are any particular ones better? What's the best way to set one up? I'm seriously thinking of one instead of a regular bed. Yeah, I actually have hammock rigs in the house to sleep in my hammock. As far as just what hammocks, there are a lot of them out there. There are your big name hammocks, which would be, if you're in the UK, DD. They're really popular in the UK. They're a high-end, I guess, brand, you could say, or higher-end brand. They're based in the UK, so there you go. I actually have one of the pieces of my hammock rig is a DD snakeskin cover. But the X had one of their better hammocks with built-in. I got the fucking air mattress that goes into it because the bottom was double layered. So you could put an air mattress into it, so it's softer, and obviously insulation is the biggest thing there. So DD's good. Hennessy hammocks is considered like top dog last I knew. I have a Walmart hammock that I have converted using. I have not watched this guy's channel, but there's some crazy, I don't know if he's UK, New Zealand, Australia. He's like a clown. Like his job is a clown. Yeah, I haven't killed a snake. But his like job or something is a clown, but he does hammock videos. I forget his name. I haven't watched him in years. But I used a lot of his advice to take my little $40 Walmart hammock and fucking make it just comfortable as shit, super versatile. I actually planned, like, I've done a quick setup video a while ago, like a fucking time-lapse video of me setting up my hammock, but I'm kind of feeling like this time I'm going to go through and show you, like, show the upgrades I've done to the hammock to see you can get high-end hammock features. One of my rig costs probably a total of 80-90 bucks, and it is actually full rig about $100 because of the underquilt. But no, like, yeah, it's they're all over the place. It's just kind of what you're looking for. By the way, top of the hour, cheers, everybody. The most important thing for me is getting one with a built-in mosquito net. Like, it's an extra few bucks, quote, in amongst the total of gear you'll be getting, but it makes everything so much easier than getting like a drape over net, because they just don't they work okay, but they're not great. The only time I'd really recommend one of them is if you already have, a netted hammock and the mosquitoes are really bad. You may want to put one of those over the netted hammock just so you can get in and out without letting too many in, like to your inner zone. You know what I mean? Creating like a buffer. Amelia, have I ever camped on a beach? I find it very relaxing to fall asleep listening to the waves. Maybe my love for Ariel helps. It could be. But no, actually I have. There's a spot around here, like fucking like 30 feet from the edge of a military base that has a very small secluded beach that if you don't know it's there, you don't fucking know it's there. As far as I can tell, not a whole lot of people know it's there. It's this little spot, and there's plenty of trees. I've hung hammocks there and napped on the beach. A lot of eagles and falcons live in the area. Like big motherfucking like bald eagles in that bitch live around there. It's fucking amazing. The like wildlife, especially once you're there and you're settled and like quiet and everything's kind of like starts doing its thing a little more natural. That's a great little spot. Hmm. Oh, yeah, I started making these again. Kind of kept forgetting. Is that the one B-Re? B-Re? What? What there, Boozy? But, for the most part, like if there's a Walmart near you and you're looking to experiment with hammocks, I would say go to the Walmart and get a hammock. And if you feel like you can get pretty comfortable in it, that means if you do some easy modifications, which I'll show you in like my video, then you can make it super comfortable and super um, consistent. Because like a lot of people, one of the problems they have is by R-E. R-E. Is that the one by R-E? This is the one by, if this is the one by the archery range. If you know what I'm talking about. At a different, completely around here state park. Archery range. Back there. Let me know if you know where that is. But like one of the things you do is you get this, like a lot of people like using paracord when they're camping, which is fine. Paracord's great, but for hammocking, am steel is a lot better. No, not Steve Wallace. But am steel is a lot better because it doesn't stretch like paracord. So what I have is basically like downstairs I got my hang points, and like usually your foot end is higher than your head end. It sounds backwards, but once you sit in its center, your head pops out of the lower end a little bit and it works, kind of thing. But what I do is you run this am steel from anchor to anchor, and then you hang your hammock on that so that it's always at a set distance. You lock it into that set distance, and then you just put this one higher than that one, and you'll always have the same bow in it. So you can set it to your back, basically, like the curve of your back. And now, since you got this fucking am steel 1,200 pound rated fucking thing going across, you can now install like a little slider thing, like hold shit like your phone and like food and snacks and like joints and lighters and shit like that. And then you always have the same curve, so you get used to how you got to get. Then you get a cheap ass sleeping bag. You modify that a little bit with some like string to drape it under you, and that insulates you underneath if it's because at night, even on the summer, when you're in a hammock, like your back will get pretty fucking cold. So if you have a little under quilt, as they call it, like most people just use a cheap, like I said, a cheap sleeping bag, but that acts to hold some of your body heat in, and then you can kind of adjust your height or your blanketage to adjust your body temperature. It's basically like having a mattress under you instead of nothing. Even if you have a bed to sleep on, like an inflatable thing to sleep on, that'll still help it in, because a lot of people think if they have an insulated sleeping bag, no, I'll just sleep on that, I'll be fine. But insulation doesn't work if it's crushed. With you laying on it, that insulation becomes nothing, which is why a lot of camping sleeping bags now only have part of it insulated and the other part is just a pocket to put in your insulation or your air mattress, because that's the thing. There's no point at all at having any kind of insulation that you're laying on. You gotta have that air thing, like a thermarest, or basically. And I got I got a couple. I think I have two different ones. I got a one that's closer, almost looks like a square mattress. And then I have one that's inflatable. That would have to be what I'd have to check to make sure the inflatable stuff still works. You know, still inflates. May says, love all of y'all. Y'all make me feel loved. Y'all make me feel smile. Even Jack Attack. Hey, yeah, that's what we're here for. Especially Saturday night chill stream. We're just rocking and rolling, sharing the love, making everybody feel cool and groovy, and just doing our thing. Glad we could put a smile on your face. So cheers to that and to everybody that's enjoying themselves. So that's what we're here for. Oh no, I don't need it. Well, I actually also have a queen bed. It's one of them super fucking thicky, inflatable, like posh camping bed things. I have one of those, but I'll just be hanging in the hammock, so I have no use for that. That's actually that's in the camping closet. I got a couple extra. I got an extra bag or two up there too that were left behind that I didn't want to get rid of because they're still in good shape. I got my rucksack, my Molly Gen 3 rucksack. Like most of my stuff is U.S. military surplus or direct buy from the same suppliers that supply the military. A lot of times they'll just sell it, on the other side of it, to everybody else. Same stuff, just boop. But I just gotta check for that, make sure all that stuff's good to go. I got my Gen 3 ruck, that should be fully loaded and ready to rock and roll. My Alice pack is probably empty. That's good for like quick trips, but if I'm gonna go like hanging out at a campsite thing, I'll just take the rucksack and that should have everything I need in it, including cookware. But I'll take a big pan with me. I gotta see if the big ass fucking crock pot thing was still exists in the house or if that left. I forgot to look for that. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, one of them big old cast iron fucking like soup pots. Boom. Got either have or had one of those. That may have been one of those things that disappeared that wasn't supposed to. Why don't pancakes like horror movies? It gives them the creeps. Just don't know how to pronounce that word. Is Franco out? Oh, see you later, Franco. Have a good evening and get to good sleep. I have a camping closet. Well, yeah, closet. The upstairs was one of them attics that it was like converted over. So you go to the top of the stairs, and like both rooms upstairs are like, they go up, then they got 45 and then flat. But at the very top, they have just a closet because they couldn't get a closet in one of the rooms, so they put it just out in the hallway. And it's like, this is a good enough spot. And it fits pretty well, all the camping stuff. I got a couple plastic bins in there. Most of my camping gear is in there or hanging in there. A bug out bag, which is my Gen 3 Molly, that's up there. Extra tents. What do I have? 2 or 3 tents. I have an indoor, like an extra hammock that's like an indoor hammock. It doesn't have the netting on it. Alright, just whatever's hiking or camping related, it's just kind of crammed in that closet. Sleepaway Camp is a fun movie. Oh boy. Let's see here. Sleepaway Camp. Oh, okay. Yeah. 1983. Okay, so that's like a Friday the 13th clone-ish thing. Nice. Okay. Or is there like a newer version? Because sometimes they remake that stuff. Because everything says 1983 next to it, so I'm guessing that's still accurate. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look at that. All right, let's see some of the stuff y'all have sent in, shall we? Let's see, bottom. From Kevin Hardesty. We have some bored kitties, Sunny Hugo, and a sneaky Leela. Kitty cats. There we go. This is from Kevin Hardesty. Cats chillin'. Pretty kitties. That's great to hang out together all the time. Yin and yang. Rocking it. I just get the voice interfaces. Sucks. Look at that kitty cat. Very, very purdy curdy. Purdy curdy. And the sneaky Leela. You see nothing. And of course, we got Pussies and Pianos. Don't forget, in about 20 minutes. Got that stuff queued up. And let's see. Lock Watcher has sent picture. This is the stepmother cat, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. Pianoman sending stuff in. The new 3D printed table mounts to the new tripod leg set. Tripod, huh? That's cool. Yeah, I'm getting pretty close to getting my 3D printer shelf put up right there. Pretty close. More ring. Okay. Oh, yeah, if all the pieces plugged in, everything's locked in. That's good. There's a few 3D printed stuff I would like to get sorted out. Oh, look at that. Very nice. That's the best thing about 3D printers, really, is being able to print lots of different adapters for a lot of things. There's the poppers. Appreciate those, Lock Watcher. Let's see. How does that work? Not like that. From Jack Attack. I don't want to brag, but I've got a purebred cat. Perfect. Kind of looks like Ronnie. Looks a lot like Ronnie. Oh, nice. Done being a twat. Yeah, Cockbridge. Shitterton. God, there's so many places in America that really need to be called Shitterton. There's Cock Alley. Penis Stone. Cockermouth. Nice. Dick Place. Dick Place. All right. Fingering Hoe. There you go. Shitterton and Ass Hill. Perfect. What a great vacation. I've seen that before. With the ink on the viewer, like you can see, it even looks like somebody even went through and drew the thing on there. Follow me, bring beer. I feel like I've seen that before. I can't zoom in, of course. That's cool. I feel like I've seen those before. If I give the Jack Attack for those. That. Okay. And what do we got over here? From Benji, Happy Little Fox. We have today's workbench view. Let's see, metric spanners. Brush. Okay. Is that a brush and a, is that a joint? That looks like a joint container. It's pretty close to what joint containers here look like. So you got brush and a joint. All right, cool. Got some files there. Metric spanners that also say metric spanners, just in case you forgot. Oh, look, a happy little fox. Oh, you can't see that on your screen. Well, trust me, there's a mug over there. Okay. R2D2. One of those thingy-ma-wubbers. We have a naked gear over here. All naked player. Alright. Looks like something Weller. Oh, yeah, it is Weller. So I know that blue. Weller blue. And a trio AM FM stereo tuner. Stereo. Hey, that's a project you were working on the other day. Nice. Alright. Spinny lamp thing. Yeah, isn't that like, that's like the sun hits it and it goes, wee! Radiometer? Is that? Okay. So that looks like, is that sealed? That almost looks like, you put like some conformal coating on there, looks like maybe. Or clear nail polish, which is basically the same goddamn thing. Looks good, looks neat in there. There's neighbor cat. Meow. Looking good. Is that neighbor cat farting? So we got a farting neighbor cat. Hopefully they're okay. Electron box with Sutka. Meow. Meow. Very what the hell's the word for good picture taker? Picturesque. Photogenic. There it is. Very photogenic kitty. That one is. President Crispy. Checking in. Enjoying the sunlight. Definitely, look at his eye. Definitely got full chill. Absolute full chill right there. just lounging. Got the tuck going on there. Yeah, good deal. Laying in the certified chair, certified for the presidential kitty. Thank you for that. Always good to see the prez doing what the prez should be doing. Mom and Pasha, this is Mr. S, I believe. Oh yeah, there we go. I got the ultra floof puppy. Ultra floof. Good lord, yeah, I like those puppers. Mom and Pasha. So Josh, my grandparents had a cat that looked like that orange and white one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh, crack it. Oh, yeah, it's 420 anyway. Good timing. Let me go ahead and grab the other one. Shit. And from the Pianoman. Oh, yeah, here we go. Camping stuff. Sunset over the river. Right there. That's the sun. I know some places, at least in the US, you probably never see that motherfucker from all the smog, but yeah, that's what the sun looks like. Well, that and most of the UK doesn't really. I think for most of the UK, the sun is a myth. It's just always rainy. Looks good. That looks like a good spot to chill. Oh yeah, there you go. You got the wood. You got some limbs from the neighbor you chopped up sitting over there. Looks like a wedge of cheese. Got some fire. Fire. Not bad. I can almost make a little shelter under that little tree over there. Cool, cool. Oh wait, this is a video.
You need to be here, Laurie. Ooh. Get your passport sorted out. Come over and see me.
Can we have that? I'll turn those down a little bit. Sorry about that. There you go. Rob inviting Lori out to hang. What do we got here? Daddy Hole Road. Well then. Leads to St. Mark's Road. It sounds like it might lead to Skid Marks Road. Oh boy. And from Chris, we have, he was very interested in that bird. Let's see here. There's the bird. There's the little kitty. I got a little floof. I still got the little kitten, like the tight kitten floof thing going on there. Oop, Wait a minute. Don't scroll. Is that a tattoo for like youth euthanized? Jesus Christ. Obviously not. For like spay or neuter thing, as opposed to cutting their ear off, or nipping it like the dudes. And that's so it's it's chipped, okay, or neutered or something. Okay. Kitty cat. What happened there? There you go there. Hit that button. That goes there. Don't need to worry about my bank statement. Okay. I do not have such a tattoo, says the chipmunk. It's a lie. That's not what the pictures are saying. Just saying, like, that they're circulating. Might want to have a look. Yeah, it was pretty loud, but I didn't realize the videos were turned up that loud. That's, you are also in a louder environment, so you are naturally going to speak louder as well. Jack attack style. Why is this? Hold on. Okay, there's a name, but I forget if that's the person, but who they are. Why is that not labeled? I figured I would have labeled that by now. So whoever sent what the hell is that? Bird? A kiwi looking bird? I don't know why that's not labeled. So here's like a kiwi. It looks like a stuffed kiwi. That almost looks like the kiwi fruit and kiwi bird. Oh, that's all just, okay. I'll have to fix that label. I got one. Is he getting ready to poop or get something to eat? Or actually, that's pretty much full cycle. Just you kind of do a little marching thing there. Well, that little guy. Yeah. I'm gonna flip it back and then fix the label on that. I don't know why that didn't. See if I can figure out how to fix it. These things get really weird sometimes when you're trying to like edit the contacts. Sometimes it's just fucking odd. There it is. Is that it? Pop out, mute, delete, pop out. Jesus Christ. I don't I'm really missing something with WhatsApp when it comes there. Okay, there it is. God damn. Seriously, you can only manage contacts and shit from the phone now? What the Alright, I will sort. I know now. I got that. I will sort that out later. Like everybody's got to just do some dumbass shit. All right. This is the nearest I have to a pet. Hey, you know what? As long as it's your homie, does it appear with my? Yeah, it has like your actual name there. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna say that. But I'll put a notation in there, and obviously I'm not gonna say anything or whatever. So no worries there. Hedge, yeah, it's not quite a hedge. That Mr. AK. Anyway, that could be a hedgehog, as if that had one hell of a slick back hairdo. Because I've seen some hedgehogs. Man, I forgot I had this. Hold on, let me. Wait, you put your finger over the hole when you do that. You can enable HD mode in WhatsApp as well. I got to figure out. I heard StreamYard like changed a bunch of shit, so I don't know if I can use that anymore for those occasions we do like a dual live stream thing. Which I guess, well, let's see. Oh yeah, where were we at? 83. So I guess in about 17 weeks, I'll see if maybe Clive wants to come hang out. If I can get the live stream thing to work, which should work even better now with a better video card. So I just got to see how to get, guests feed to me the easiest way. And hell, at this point, WhatsApp may not be a bad way to go. But then, of course, you know, phone numbers are exchanged, so we'll figure it out. Scruff and Clive fishing would be a laugh. Like, actually fishing? Does Clive fish? Clive have, I don't know, he might still be here. Do you fish? I want to get back into fishing. I may get back into fishing this year. I guess we'll see how time goes. Chris, member for 15 months and also one of the revved up gagglers, help support the directly help support the purchase of the engine, which will be starting within probably a month or so-ish. We'll see. Thank you, Chris. Cheers to the booby puff. The booby toots. Speaking of boobs, so it was brought to my attention that there's a game coming out called Boobs. Hadn't seen the game, kind of figured like that would be something that might be advertised, but it turns out it's like in the adult section of Steam. So I went over and looked, and it's coming out soon, and the best I can tell, all it is just a screen full of boob, like someone sitting there and you just smack the boobies. And I guess you can like earn a way to take the shirt off the boobies. I have no idea, but I may do like a late night, you know, and set it to 18 plus fucking stream of some game about smacking boobs, I guess. I guess we'll see how much it costs. Like, I'm not gonna like put a lot of money into a boob game, but what, says Amelia? You made me look down at mine. Well, nobody's smacking your boobs, but hey, what's up, Asmo? Yes, definitely a jiggle physics game from what I can see from the slight little blurb clip thing that was going on there. And how are you doing? Been a moment. Actually, you can just look it up on Steam, apparently, if you have, like, I guess you have to enable adult games, or you don't, or something. I don't know. It works for me, probably because if I join a gaming service, I'm like, yes, just show me whatever. I don't care. I'm an adult. What is that? No. But I didn't really realize there was such an extensive amount of like adult games. It seems most of them are roughly hentai based, which is, I guess that's fine. I'm not really my thing, but I'm like, damn, there's a lot of like kind of raunchy shit on here. For some reason, there's like a lot of incest games on the Steam adult store stuff. Like, what the fuck? But anyway. So yeah, if you didn't know, there's like adult games all over Steam if you find the right settings. Dude report, moving right along. Dude's good. This morning I got up, you know, took a little bio break, came back in, he came running in the room, so I just kind of climbed up in bed for a minute and kind of settled in, and he came up and just laid down and fell asleep right next to me. He kind of walked up and like gave me a little like nose bump for the first time. Like he actually climbed up me to give me a little sniff and a bump on the nose, and then he cuddled up like right, like, you know, like when you're sitting on the bed and your arms like that, like he cuddled up like right in there and went to sleep for a while. So I went to sleep. He's just been really digging hanging out. Like him and Ronnie are getting a little grumpy towards each other still.
I'm noticing that a little bit more, so I don't know if it's escalating because it's like springtime or what, but like they're not like hurting each other. They're just yelling at each other a lot. But nah, dude's good. Poofers is sick. She was sneezing earlier today, so we'll see how she does. See if she's still going to try and clean up everything in there. She may. She may. It is gooshy food, so she's all about the goosh. Yeah, and actually, I guess we'll be finding that out in roughly 3 to 5 minutes. But yeah, the dude's been chilling. Like, he, at first I thought, like, when I was coming in and out of the door that he was, like, might have been maybe thinking about, like, going outside. But it turns out he just always just wants to be, like, in between my leg, like walking in between my legs as I'm trying to move around. Like, he always wants to be right there. So as soon as he sees me, he's not, like, trying to get outside per se. He's just trying to get to my legs so he can. I mean, I guess for, like, the first year and a half we knew each other, I was just the tall thing standing next to the door smoking a cigarette. So that's like how he's used to seeing me. So now that we're chilling, like as I'm like laying in bed and stuff, he's I guess getting more used to me in like different positions. Have a good night there, mouse in the house. See you later. Zenzinger says DOA was nothing but jiggle figures. What's that? Is that DOA like the volleyball game? So I remember there was a boob volleyball game for a little while. I think that was on. Was that on the 300 or the original Xbox? Of course, then again, if it involves boobs, I'm sure there's a modern version of it still. Dead or Alive fighting. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Dead or Alive. I did have that. Yeah, that was a big boob. Yeah, one of the things in there was like volleyball or something. Soja, you wish weed was legal there. Apparently, a lot of places wish weed was legal there. Maryland just passed a new law making it legal to purchase your own herb and make your own extracts like brownies, tinctures, like even tinctures, like alcohol tinctures, extracts, tinctures. Like you can make your own cookies, like anything edible. Marylanders are now allowed to make their own edibles. They're not forced to buy edibles from the shop. That passed, and they made it a lot easier for former drug dealers and people with minor charges. Like they made it easy. Like they started chopping out, like you could go back and get it expunged, but they've just like made it easier and granted more rights to more harsher crimes, I guess, like retrospectively, so that you can get stuff pushed off your record and shit like that. So it's slowly, I mean, it's at that point, it's pretty open in Maryland. It's obviously just see what the fuck's going to happen with the federal side of dumb shit. But yeah, meanwhile, Tennessee is trying to outlaw THCA. Yeah, sorry, TJ. Like some states are still getting used to the fact that electricity exists. Yeah. THC roasted spuds for camping. Zapped. I could make some extract before I go. It's not like I'm short on bud. Well, I'll show you that after Pussies and Piano. But yeah, okay. Maryland is a lot like California on weed laws. Good to know. Well, yeah, Maryland is considered East Coast California as far as laws go. We're usually pretty close to California. It's odd that it's a pretty blue state, but there's been a lot of Republican governors. Like Larry Hogan, Republican governor. Like I'm Democrat. Well, I'm registered independent, but I mostly lean Democrat. Some things I'm pretty, I'm all over the place on that. But Larry Hogan, Republican governor, he's the fucking man. It's a goddamn shame he hasn't run for fucking president, because during all that bullshit in 2020, that motherfucker was on point. Like, that dude earned a hell of a lot of respect from me and a lot of other people I know that were kind of like about him. But when it was time to step up, he got a lot of shit done. He kept a lot of things going in Maryland, and I know he had to deal with a lot of shit, being like the big rep guy thing, governor guy, whatever, at that time, but he kept Maryland going, and I had to give him props for that. And it seemed like he helped on the national level as much as he could. So he was a good dude. It's a shame he just kind of like rolled, but oh well. That's how that goes. But anyway, it's about time for Pussies and Piano. Like I said, 3 to 5 minutes. I'm always fucking late. You'd vote for, yeah, I'd absolutely vote. That would be the first time I'd vote a Republican in maybe ever. Black Watcher, I like pancakes with infused butter. Yes, those are good too. Mass is also a leader of New England. That's where it was like cannabis rights there, Asmo? Or just in general? Or am I missing part of a conversation? That could be possible too. Let's see. Is Pussies Cat plus Rob set up? Not quite. So let me click that. 9, bruh. Ah, shit. I missed that one, Boozy. Sorry about that. 9, bruh. 9 months. Good to have you around for. Whoa, calm down there, bro. Good to have you around for those 9 months. Sorry about that. Yep, a lot of things there, like the rights. Okay. Well, it's not a horrible place to be, at least at this point, with the shit show that's going on everywhere else. All right, yeah, I did finally get to get a nice, good vacuum for the show as opposed to halfway through the week, and then they fucking tear it up again. Like, I even ran the vacuum on top of the cardboard scratcher. Spaz is out. Well, Spaz and Beefcake are out there, and we'll get the rest of them out here. We'll see if Tiny Mama's been hanging out in the basement a lot. Like, she comes up during the week on and off, but she's been doing a lot of basement kitty. And she does that occasionally, but she's, I don't know. I don't know why she's been down there so much. Like, everything's fine. Like, she's good. We go down, we hang out. I'll bring her up here from time to time, hang out with her in the bedroom, but I don't know. But I'll just give her her plate through the little cat door. But anyway, why don't we go ahead and get that ready to go? And boop. Where's the mouse? Where'd the mouse go? That's weird. The mouse. Hold on a sec here. What the fuck is going on? There it is. Jesus fuck. Alright, we're good. I'll be back.
And thank you, Rob. As usual, a great music to have while watching the kitties do kitty things. Let's see here. Do that. And the burp. And the cheers to you there, Frank Notobetti. Cheers, everybody. And you can see Poofers isn't exactly moving super fast. But I figure I'll give her a couple days if she doesn't. Yeah, if it looks like it's anything worse than just the sniffles, I'll get her set up with a vet. Nobody else is sick right now, so there's that. But we'll see how it goes next couple days. What's up, Larry XO? Yeah, you got to see like part of the dude. I guess he walked away. Or did he get chased away? Ronnie's been running him around a little bit, which is surprising because Ronnie's usually a bit of a scaredy cat, but lately he's been kind of yelling at the dude a little bit. How did Darth Vader know what Skywalker got him for Christmas? He felt his presence. Oh, shit. What's up, Boxy Boo? I can't seem to find a good suit that's my size. You know what? I went to the thrift store a lot until I found a decent one. And even then, I actually had to, like, modify it just a little bit to fit right. But, yeah, apparently, unless you want to go to a custom tailor and pay out the booty hole, like, just kind of gotta figure out something that works. Dude popped through the kitty door. Oh, okay. He must be seeing what's up with Mama then. Because I'm sure I know she would have been done eating by then. Jonathan Hughes says to Rob, I see your soul in your music. Just like jazz, it's how you are feeling. That's about right. Graham Shaw says, I'm an RC heli guy. So it's all 2.4 gigahertz and 900 gigahertz backup for me. Yeah, that's Futaba thing I got. I guess it's 2.4 gigahertz and a whole bunch of letters and shit that mean something important, I'm sure. So Jiro has Bose speakers but doesn't want to wake the whole house, so you use headphones to appreciate the music. Wow, Spaz is on that plate now. Okay. Like, Poovers ain't feeling that bad if she's like yarfing down all that food, so. After watching Skywalker struggling with noodles in a Chinese restaurant for 10 minutes, Obi-Wan finally lost it and said, use the forks, Luke. Nice. Nice. Oh, boy. Now I have Bose, like these, quote, earbuds. They look like little growths coming out of their ears, but they sound pretty good. They're old, but they're always dead because it's a huge parasitic drain on the turds. I appreciate that. Booze whole gift in 10 memberships to the Gaggle of Goofballs. We've got James Harris, Vince UK, Taneo, Peter, Henrik Rasher, Alyssa, Fire John, Jirage, and SK. I believe those are all welcome backs. Much appreciated that, Boozy. Cheers to that. No, you're fine there, Chippy. Don't worry about that. You do what you gotta do. Cat orgy in the basement. I doubt that.
What's up, Chris? Robert, how are you? Let's see here. Scrolling, cats eating, scrolling. Congrats on that game release. What? Yeah, when are you and Ed going to be streaming together again? Can we get that sorted out? Rob's Pianoman Rob Worrell says, Scruff's Discord. Any music lovers are welcome to find me here to get an invite to my server. And then there's the link to like my Discord, and you go there and then you find Rob, and he'll get you over to his. It's kind of like a filter, you know what I mean? I guess basically, yeah. Oh yeah, do I got anything left in the phone? I think I do. They just oh yeah, and yeah, here's a can I do there's no easy is there an easy? No, there's wait a minute. Let me see something here. Properties, CatCam, properties, scroll. Let's see, is this gonna work? Sort of. I can do this without having to dick with the scene, but there you get to see the difference between a regular tortie, like tortie shell cat up top, the spaz, and a dilute tortie shell. She is gray instead of like a brown, a little more cream and like red in there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like I need to get a much better like PTZ pan tilt zoom camera for out there for looking around. I'll get to something, and if I do, I'll probably go to mount it on the other side of the door so that you can see into the old office slash current cat room. All right. So anything interesting happens, we'll go ahead and flip one back. Since they're just kind of loaf for a bit, and the dude probably won't be back for a little bit, but I'll keep an eye out there, see if anything interesting happens. What was? Oh yeah, the phone. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do it. It's almost top of the hour, but we're just gonna go ahead and freshen up this little guy right here. So, cheers. Need a piss, so pressing pause, don't say or do anything. Hey, don't forget, you can actually pause it and just watch it like 1.5, 1.75 speed. You'll catch up pretty quick, and like your brain really gets used to that fast shit like a lot quicker than you think it would. See you later, Cat Barrett, if you're still listening. Is that a mushroom you see? Yes, you absolutely see a mushroom, right? Really? There. There's a brontosaurus. That's the wizard. The wizard from World of Warcraft. Fucking Clash of Clans. That's from Happy Tree Friends. That's Mushroom. That's Mr. Meeseeks. That's Odie. That's a polar bear that looks a lot like Bear from We Bare Bears. Yes. And that's the tail of Freddy the Facehugger. A plushy alien facehugger I have. Actually, I've had for, goddamn, how long have I had that? Dude, I've had Freddy the Facehugger. I got him off of eBay in probably 2002, like over 20 years. God damn. Ryu Link, as TJ says, seems to have some decent-ish PTZIP cams. Not sure if that would work for your purposes, though. Yeah, I'll have to see what I can see what I can sort out there. Like, I'm not trying to get anything too crazy, obviously, but something decent enough to kind of focus. Like, I want to get something that's obviously higher than 1080 so that when you zoom in, you're not losing resolution. Like, I wouldn't mind a 4K camera and then run it on 1080 so that when I zoom in and out, I'm not, just getting all pixelated garbage. Right. Yeah, okay, that's not a not a super priority at the moment, unless I happen to see a really good deal. Deltic Engine said, depends on the speech patterns as to how much a video can be sped up and remain intelligible. Yeah, it's true. There's a couple people I watch. They talk so slow, and I'm like, man, hold on. Boop, boop, boop. There you go. Now you're up to human speed. But yeah, some guys I'll take down to like 125 if I need to catch up. But most videos I'll watch at regular speed unless there's a couple people that are just so slow. It's like, no, I can't. Foxy Boo is playing Breath of the Wild. Why does that sound really fucking familiar? Is that like a Zelda one or something? Breath of the Wild. That is a Zelda. Okay. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Okay, I thought that was a Zelda game. That came out in 2017. I assume that's a pretty good one. Like I honestly really haven't really played many Zelda games since the first one. But I really, really like the first one, if that counts. That helps. What's even better than Ted dancing? Ted singing and dancing. Is there a small gas drone? Probably. There are C2S. I would assume somebody probably has one. But I don't know. You might want to get that cough checked and kick Ed in the ass to get a stream going. Well, I cough like this normally because I have one, I smoke stuff, got my cannabis, my 10 cigarettes a day, and millions of vape fucking hits per day for the most part. The deviated septum I have gives me permadrip, so I'm always fucking bleh, which sucks, but yeah. That's fine. Until I start coughing up blood, then I'll start worrying, but I think we're good to go. What's up, Boink? How are you this evening? Ugh. Some shirt. Work few. Oh yeah, I used to breathe a lot of soldering stuff, some welding. We were welding yesterday at work. In the partially in the rain. Like enough in the rain that it was fucking annoying. But I actually smoked a lot more cigarettes yesterday than I normally would. And of course, so then the next day I cough a little bit more, but then I've been smoking a lot less today. I've only had 3 today. So that's not too bad. I'll probably finish the day at 5 or 6 instead of my usual 9 or 10. So, it's give or take. I've been thinking I might start slowing back down, maybe get it down to like 5 or 6 a day. Could getting a really bad echo. Is everybody getting a bad echo? Because you shouldn't be getting a bad echo. That's good. That should be fine. Nothing there. No echo, no echo. some echo. Some people are getting an echo, some aren't. No idea. I guess if you are, maybe refresh or make sure there isn't more than one window open. Had a couple people, especially back when Clive was on YouTube, like Clive would redirect to me and then people would have echoes going because they'd have two windows going. They'd forget that two were open. That was always an interesting one to troubleshoot. So where are you? Did you, if you don't mind asking, since you said you're no longer a bust or a masshole, there, Osmo, are you now a New Yorker? Can you send me Ed's number? Yeah, and I'll just type it in the chat here real quick. Everybody call Ed. Sure, I don't think he'd mind. You can harass the shit out of him. I'll check with him first, of course. Go here only. I have a laptop on each floor running and 6 screens in the bunker. Chippy says, try calling 867-5309. Oh, no, wait, that's Jen. Yeah, that probably won't get you to Ed. I remember getting echoes when I sniffed gas, says Soldier Gerald, as in inhaled aerosol cans. Absolutely. I did that, like I did that like twice, and that was fucking weird. That was, you getting like that spray paint fucking high thing? I did that twice in my life. I'm surprised I didn't burn every fucking brain cell, but yeah, that was fucking weird. That was some weird, like, what the fuck was that? Like, everything was, that was the weirdest high I've ever had. And I've done, like, fucking coke, heroin, fucking all kinds of drugs. Not much pills. Lots of speed. Like, I've done a lot of different, well, back in the day. That was the fucking weirdest, I'll tell you what. Whew. Oh, it was, like, it's like, it was not like, it was its own classification, and I guess it's just because your brain is just straight up starving for oxygen, as opposed to being stimulated, it's being starved, so. But, so I can imagine that's why it would be a little different. Rob says, petrol gets you very high, but gives you nasty headaches. Yeah, it's always annoying when I got to work on the truck while it's running. Because it's, especially when it's, it's an OBD1 system, so that thing runs at about 12-to-1 air fuel ratio when it's idling. So that'll fucking choke you out. And then you'll get up and get fresh air and you're like, oh, fuck. And everything just gets weird. Weird. Yes, it's as asphyxiation, that basically, says Chippy. Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty much all it is, yeah. But I was, I don't know. Being smart isn't all it's cracked up to be. Sometimes you want to be stupid just so that you don't have to think. Painting in small places, says C2S. You get to know your nose later and see all you've been breathing in. Yeah, blow your nose, yeah. Yeah, I've noticed that too. You gotta blow your nose, you're like, yep, that's about the right color. Actually, that's not a bad pattern. Hold on, how the fuck can I do this? Gas fumes are the awful. Fixing gas leaks is tough. Like fuel leaks or like natural gas. They're Frank Nedabetti. Nedabetti. My wife filed for divorce today. Said I'm too un-American for her. To be honest, I saw it coming from a kilometer away. Very good there, Jack. Oh boy. Soldier, my first mushroom experience was fun. Everything turned 2D and waving my hand was just loads of images of my hand in the air. That's kind of that almost sounds vaguely from some similar to the first time I did acid, and I was sitting there holding my hand like this, and if you look, like this kind of looks a lot like the Loch Ness monster, like, you know, coming across the water post, like the position. And I sat there for like 2 hours just staring at my arm, thinking it was a Loch Ness monster, and like it had a bunch of like palsy, you know, like, you know, like swimming yin yang fishy things just going over it for like 2 hours. It's like, man, this is fucking great. And then I played Test Drive on a Commodore 64 128. Fucking, that was fun as shit. Went for a walk, did all kinds of cool stuff. D Wood, the MDF boogers suck bad too, especially when combined with the Super 77 spray glue. Oh yeah, you got to do aerosol spray glue. If you start breathing that in, good luck. Oh, that fucks your nose all up. Good lord, the boogies there, like any boogies you get are like, yeah, they're just fucking weird, and you get that spider webby thing going on. Hairspray too, yeah, that'll get it weird too. But I haven't done acid in fuck. Right, once I got out of high school, you couldn't find any good acid anymore. Amazing. Anyone remember the Cops episodes where people were huffing metallic and gasoline fuel leaks? Asked Frank Notobetty. I feel like I probably remember that, because I've been watching Cops since it was like the new show, like, because I'm old, you know what I mean? Yeah, I watched Cops for a long time before I kind of just fucking, you know. Here you go. Heard this perfect. Those of you, I don't know if you never ever heard of Atozy, he's a YouTuber, does a lot of, he's been covering a lot of the Johnny Somali and annoying YouTuber guys. Like he covers just dumb shit that people do on YouTube for the most part. It's a good dude, good channel. Well, he was talking about this thing where a preacher like basically held a bunch of parishioners fucking hostage until he got like enough money to, like, I don't know, I guess buy himself another fucking boat. One of them assholes. And Atozy covered it, and he goes, yeah, so this happened in Baltimore, Maryland. And if you've never heard of Baltimore, Maryland, it's basically one of the PvP servers of the United States. And I was like, oh my god, he is so fucking right. Jesus Christ, some dude that lives over, like, he lives in, is it Norway? I think it's Norway. He lives like up in there. Up where all like the really white people live, you know, ish. But like even he knows Baltimore fucking sucks, and he's like, yeah. Then as soon as I heard that, I'm like, oh my god, we absolutely are a fucking PvP server here. Holy shit. I just poked my glasses, and I have a fingerprint there. All right, we'll just rock it for the rest of the show. My wife called me last night and said if you're not home in 10 minutes, I'm giving the dinner I cooked you to the dog. I was home in 5 minutes. Hate for anything to happen to my dog. Scruff in space. Yep. Cheers. Got it on my end, Rob. Good job. Yeah, now that they're labeled, it's really easy to like hit the right buttons now. Not have to guess, be like, hold on, which one is it? I do now have one extra one. Well, actually, technically, I have 4 extras, because the other ones, I have 3 of them that'll do up to a minute. The other ones are 8 seconds, you know, for like, Pickle Rick! For shit like that. But I don't really have anything I need besides, I just leave. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. That one's been on there for a while, but Besides that, all right, let's see. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Acid is Schedule 1, as is mushrooms, but alcohol is unrestricted. Yes, that's yeah, apparently one of the new hot games now is called Schedule 1. Like you're as far as I can see, you're the manufacturer and distribution of various Schedule 1 narcotics and maybe accessories. I don't know. But yeah, I'm good. I'll just keep rocking Scum, and when Doom comes out, I'll be taking that day off. So when Doom Dark Ages comes out, I purchased the Premier or Premium Edition, which gets you all the DLC when it comes out later, but it also gives you 2 days early access to the game. So basically, I'm going to figure out exactly what time that is, and we're going to start a live stream 5 minutes before that, and then we'll wait while it downloads and installs, and then we're going to play Doom for many hours on May 12th-ish. Should be May 12th. It better be. That's the fucking day I took off, because it's my birthday anyway. So. Hell of a fucking birthday gift. I saw that. I went, you fucking kidding me? My favorite like game series is Next Edition. I can get it on my fucking, yes, Sapped. I can get it on my birthday. You know, okay, we can work with that. Yes, Flat Cat. Flat Cat is fucking partying this evening. Flat Cat's out at the club. I don't have any like music-y shit on there, do I? No. Oops, oops. Here you go. All right. So there is this evening's Flat Cat at the club. Always good to see Flat Cat, especially when I remember to actually keep checking the old email. Thank you very much. Yeah, I still gotta see what other weird shit I can do with this mixer thing. Cause like there's other inputs you can use for instruments and apparently like background music, which I'm not gonna do background music. I do that on like the Lego streams or whatever. But not for that necessarily, but to see if we can do more weird sound effect fucking things. And no, Rob. And now that I got the bigger stream deck, I can do sound buttons on that too. But I'd like to keep most of them over here, but I don't think I need more than 11. Anyway. I think it needs piano and donk. Donk. Donk, donk, donk. Well, all the cats and all the food is gone over there. You have a Lego AT-AT. Is that the big one or the... I know we got some Star Wars nerds up in this bitch. I forget which one's the big one and which one's the little guy. I feel like the AT-ATs are the bigger ones. Chipmunk says, I thought you said you had a Lego AT&T. Well, I mean, I guess you could get a Lego phone, but... I don't have any, like, I'm not, like, I like Star Wars stuff, but I'm not, like, into Star Wars, per se, so I don't really have any Star Wars stuff. I have, you know, a Moonlander, the space station, and it's not a Crew Dragon. I realize it's a Cargo Dragon 1. That's what we're building now. And we got this here. We got the Rick and Morty, well, ray gun and spaceship, the Lego spaceship, Corvette, remote control forklift, my head. That's the bottom of a remote control Johnny 5. Oh, and I forgot the like the little sun, earth, moon, fucking spinny thing, like Orsurus-y thing. Like we got to get that up here too. Mostly, I got to get this right here. This is just kind of, well, actually, that's the MRE stuff. But like this here, this area here needs to get a little bit sorted so I can put stuff over there. And then once the engine's done, that'll probably just go right there on that shelf. And Lockwatcher just sent us a video link. Ooh, that's loud. Turn that down. 3D printing his new tripod mount. And no, this doesn't require taking your pants off to see the tripod. Let's do that all big. And this is from Lockwatcher. Can't wait to get mine back up. My printer back up so we can live stream some prints. Plug it in. Oh, did you spit on it first? You always got to spit on it first. Bloop. I like that compression clamp style. The converted Mark III. Now the Mark IVS. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And pause it before it goes crazy. There we go. All right. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know how much updating I'm gonna have to do to my printer to actually like get it to work properly. That might be interesting. One of those things I'm going to try not to update it because I know it works, but I may have to do some sort of update to it to make it work. Not really sure how that's going to go. Oh, I've got a drinking horn, says Soldier. I have one too somewhere. Where the hell's mine at? Mine is hanging off of my fox cane, which I assume still exists, but who knows? Actually, I have to see if I still have that. I have a horn, like a full mead horn. Well, for me, it was a mead horn. I used it at the, I used to go to the Renaissance Fair. Or Renfest, you know, whatever they call it in your region. It seems like it varies or something. What do we got up here? Rob, I want a 3D. For some reason, I thought you had a 3D printer at some point. I don't know why. They're super useful just for fixing stuff or being able to create something like project boxes. Like it was cool that you could go to Radio Shack or eBay or AliExpress and you could order your little plastic project box with a fucking lid and some screws and shit. And then you drill your shit out and it's always pretty close to what you needed. Like that was one of the big draws for me is just being able to print out your project box with fucking holes already drilled out, little mounting post because you couldn't do that with the Radio Shack shit. But yeah, it was like really nice just to really be able to print like a full-ish enclosure. Oh yeah, we're a little late on the 420, but that's okay. Let's do the blue. This is that lime, this is that key lime pie, which is just about empty. Well, cheers. Nope, that is empty. All right. Cheers, part 2. Yeah, the few Radio Shacks that were here were mostly fucking cell phone stores and just pit stops for fucking gimmick electronics crap. I don't know that there's any left, actually. I don't even think those are around anymore. I think they're just cell phone stores now. That was a shame, man. I used to love that. When I was a kid, there was a Radio Shack that I could ride my bike to. So I'd be down there all the time after I started getting into those, the 250, 450, in one electronics, little spring kit things. Once I got into those and started learning electronics, man, it was always down to Radio Shack to get the other pieces I needed. That was great. You could generate some fun content just by running through the printer and see what she needs, then some more content by fixing it up. Which print? What? Who? What? What printer? Who printer? Was I just talking about? No, Radio Shack printers. What printer? I feel like I may have missed something. Being able to print complete. Oh. You mean the 3D printer? Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. And you just said your 3D printer. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to clean it up. It's like, quote, fixed up. Just yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of maintenance, which is mostly cleaning it and avoiding updating anything that I don't have to. Problem is, it's an old Octoprint, one Raspberry Pi, so I got a feeling it's gonna lose its shit and auto update something just enough to fuck everything else up. But I'll have to probably just research the latest Octoprint and see what runs now on the fucking Raspberry Pis for the touchscreens and stuff. Like, I assume there's a new touchscreen software because as I was getting out of the 3D printer, like every day kind of thing, the Touch UI software for the Raspberry Pi 7-inch touchscreen, like, they were like, yeah, no one's really supporting this anymore, so good luck with it. And I'm like, well, fuck. And there wasn't any other one at the time. So hopefully something will still work. Because otherwise I'm going to have this big ass fucking Raspberry Pi touchscreen fucking thing mounted up there just to catch dust. But there ain't no point in replacing it. I'll just either update it or leave it as is and just make it work. Especially like if I'm not, I might replace it or upgrade it a little more if I actually get into using it, but I'm not going to bet on my fanny that I'll be using it a whole hell of a lot, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Worst comes to worst, you can just get another one, get a bigger one. I have roughly enough room around here. I could, actually, I could put a bigger one downstairs. That wouldn't be a big deal. My girlfriend called me the most stingy man in the world. I'm not buying it. Go Jack Attack. Not bad, not bad. Chipmunk, I love them, and the logic training boards with logic gates and patch leads. Yes, had all that stuff. A lot of the, if I'm not mistaken, it was the 450 N1 that introduced a lot of the gating, a lot of the logic gates, which worked because then when I went to electrical engineering at Eastern Tech High School, like I knew, they're like, oh, we're going to start learning gating. I'm like, is that like NAND? Like and or nor, all that good stuff. He's like, you already know this? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it fucking figures, because I knew a lot about electronics before I went into electronics engineering. Ed Boozy would like to speak to you. So like, send him your number or something, or get in touch with him. Build a Veron 2.4, then mod it to be a multi-tool head. A nice but expensive rabbit hole to fall down. Not quite ready for any rabbit hole projects yet. Not quite ready. I got enough of a rabbit hole just in my fucking office here. I do gotta really situate this stuff a little bit more for y'all. Especially now that I feel like I gotta sort that camera out again. So if I nudge that, let me look at something here real quick. Yeah, that's where it should be. Okay. Just checking. Everybody calm down. Where's that? There we go. No cats outside. Okay. Yeah, if you just want to put your phone number in chat, that'd be fine. Like we won't look. C2S says he promises that will all look away. So those are cool boards, supply and ground clips at the end of the board, and you could stack them. Oh yeah, I had those. All the boards were hooked together. I had it. I forget what batteries I was using. I think by the time I had most of them wired together, I was using a lot of the 6-volt lantern batteries to power a lot of my projects. And like my parents, like I just took all the batteries out of everything. I just kept doing it until they would just like supplied me with batteries, and then I stopped taking all the batteries out of everything. But you know, took a little bit of consideration when every time they go to turn the TV on, I go, damn it! Like, all right, here, hold on, give me a couple more minutes. Here, take your fucking battery. You got me this shit. Batteries not included. Come on. But that all worked out. It was fun. Good times. Lori got her nails. Wait, which nails? Like something you're about to pound into a wall, or you got like some fancy shit on the end of your fingers going on there? Dry cell. Like 6-volt dry cells? Yes. The lantern bat. Yeah, if I don't know if you don't know, maybe I don't know. 6-volt lantern batteries are the ones that are roughly the size of a can of beer, I guess, or a can of Coke, but like they're square rectangles with the springy lead sticking off of them. We just call them lantern batteries here, 6-volt lantern batteries. They're old as shit, but you can still find them around some places. Like you used to be able to walk into the grocery store and find them, but I don't think you can find them in grocery stores anymore. Unless, like, actually dollar stores still have them a lot, because dollar stores still sell a lot of the cheap ass 6-volt, you know, tiny incandescent bulb fucking lanterns. So yeah, sometimes the dollar stores 12-volt lantern. I don't know. I've probably seen a 12-volt lantern battery, but that's not that common around here. Around here, when it comes to 12-volt, I usually just make something out of 18650s and a BMS, or fucking, you know, have something like this just, you know, fucking sitting around. Which these aren't in horrible shape. Just not good enough for a fucking BMS that's trying to pull 1,000 watts out of them. Or, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, up to 1,000 watts. I'm mostly need about 800 watts. So. Holy hell, those lantern batteries aren't cheap anymore. Probably not. Let's see. See what the old Amazon's got them for, which isn't necessarily the cheapest place. 6-volt lantern battery. Fucking, like, people over the world are like, why are all these shit getting, people asking for these fucking batteries? There's one, 727, $10. Pack of 6 for 35, which that's actually pretty good. They're still about the same price. Yeah. Get them under $10. That's off of Amazon. If you look local, they may be a little bit more, but go with a car charger. Those batteries for out. Good with a car charger. Those batteries for outdoors. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, I got a whole auxiliary power system in the Suburban. I wonder how. Ooh, I didn't think about that. There's my AGMs in the truck. See, I'm really not going to need power for anything, just for chargers. And I can just charge that off as the solar. I'll have two separate solar systems in the truck. I got the one for the AGM batteries in the back. I got two 200 amp hour 12 volt AGMs in the back wired in as 24 volts. So they are, or wait a minute, how are they wired? No, they are set up for 12 volts. Okay, so they'll be 12 volts at 400 amp hour. Hooked up to a 1200 watt inverter that I would use to blow up that previously mentioned big fat thick motherfucking queen air mattress, and then other air mattresses if like it was back in the day when like family was going. But I haven't actually fucked with them batteries in a while. They're probably not very good, but they'll probably be good enough for charging, and if not, I can just charge off the solar cell directly, so that's not a big deal. Yeah. All right. So we have, see, the electrical part of camping or just going out into the middle of nowhere is pretty much good with having a solar system on there. I'll probably go out and just clean it off. The main solar panel, the battery solar panel for the starting battery, I'll basically clean that off, tuck that away. When we get there, I'll flip that back out, and that can keep everything else going. And if I have to, I can just charge that. Oh, I was going to say, and then I have a, that's out by the kitchen. I have one of those little jump packs that actually fucking work. Those little tiny lithium ion jump packs that actually work, and that has a built-in USB charger in it as well. So I have tons of way to do that. What's for dinner tonight? Yes, it is about that time to start talking food. Tonight, since I'm probably going to stream on Meat Grinder, I'm going to, when we're done here, throw some buffalo chicken tender nugget thing, boneless wings, basically. Toss some of those in the oven for approximately 24 minutes at 420 degrees, because I love to cook at that temperature. Eat that, and then I'll probably stream around like 9 o'clock, so like in an hour and 20 minutes. So I'll probably stream around 9-ish, maybe a little sooner. We'll see what happens. But, just derping around on Meat Grinder. But yeah, we'll get there soon enough. These days I got battery banks set up, says David Garcia. Yeah, I gotta, once I get everything in here settled down, I'm going to actually start working on a small auxiliary solar system on top of the garage, because it faces fucking perfectly for solar systems. And have a battery backup system in the garage, so I have the alternate of running if power goes out, then I'll have the option of backfeeding my generator or backfeeding something on an inverter. And if I do it the way I'm thinking, it'll end up being a 48 or a 24 volt battery on a 48 volt solar panel with an MPPT controller on it, so that I can talk to all the crazies at work and get a decent shape. Like, it doesn't even have to be good, like for my needs. Like, to drive a forklift, you need a much stouter battery than to drive a small AC system for your house. Still high current, nowhere near like a fucking forklift. So if I can get a decent 24 volt battery from work, that'll be my main battery. use a 48-point multi-point system so that, like, in the morning when your panels are only at like 35 volts because the sun's still coming up, that's still enough to start trickle charging your 24 volts, as opposed to running 24 volt panels on a 24 volt battery or 48 volt battery on a 48 volt panel. They have to be at full tits to start charging your shit. So if you use a low voltage battery, obviously it's going to use higher current to drive your system. It's like the give and take, but you get that little extra charge effect. So it kind of works out depending on what you want to do. But that is my plan. But that's not going to be for a little while. Like, who knows how much a battery I'd get one of them from work, but I ain't even going to bother looking yet, because that's a couple years, I would think, down the road. Let's see what Megavolt got here. It's a big motherfucking capacitor. Jesus Christ. Is that a capacitor in your lap, or are you just happy to fucking see us? Holy shit. 450 volt. Fucking 15,000 microfarad capacitor there. Next to a little guy. Looks like 36 volt, 470 microfarad. I can't zoom on this picture, but that's oh, it's a Nippon? God damn. So that's an expensive, I would assume, capacitor right there. Nice picture. Appreciate that one. Like, how much does something like that go for, would you say? Fuck's sake. That's a big ol'. Thanks for that there, Megavolt. Sheesh. Oh, let me get something to get some drink on here. Say my old see, in 1996. Nope, 95. Yep. 1995, I had a 1 farad capacitor hooked up to my stereo system in my car. Well, a 1 farad bank. It was a shitload of 16 volts. What were they? 20,000 microfarad capacitors. But that was about the size of a car battery once I had them all wired in parallel. Oof. I miss capacitors that big, says Frank Netabetti, and cleaning up the case that they would blow up in. Yes, yes. You always know when something like that goes. Usually you and everyone for like half a mile around you. That capacitor must be old. They are much smaller now. Some of them will be. That's for sure. Actually, they may be the same capacitor. Couldn't zoom into that one. Works good for voltage filtering. Oh, yeah, okay. Gotcha. Is that a capacitor in your pocket? Yes. Are you happy to see me? Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the coat hanger for? That's the resistors. Yeah, actually, a bunch of we have a couple customers with the old school go-kart systems that were all just springs on contactors. And you look in there, it looks like a bunch of fucking just bent up coat hangers. You're like, what the fuck is this? So you put one in gear and it goes and starts glowing. You're like, oh, that's a big fucking resistor. Gotcha. Don't touch that ever. Fuck's sake. You can get that capacitor from Mauser for $219. Good lord. That's actually, I don't know, that's almost worth getting just to have that big bitch on a shelf. Jonathan Hughes, I think I have 40,000 microfarad caps from X-ray equipment from my grandfather for smoothing the power supply. Yeah, I'd imagine. You're gonna need some hefty fucking smoothing for this, something that fucking big. Old mainframe PSU caps were insane, says Chippy. On the 5-volt rails, 7.5 volt rated, several hundreds of thousands of microfarads. Yeah, that'll hold a little steady. I mean, that's just to keep the voltage up. Then the somewhat smaller ones for the high volt or high frequency filtering. Uh-oh. C2S. Vampire walks into a bar, orders a cup of hot water. Bartender asks, I thought you guys only drank blood. The vampire pulls out a used handpon and says, I'm making tea, thank you. Lovely. I've heard that one before. That's good. We put a 25 Farad in a Range Rover with a system, says D Wood. Good lord. That's like, that's basically just another goddamn battery at that point. But yeah, no, I'd feel it. I'd dig it. Definitely, like, they're not fucking as gigantic as they used to be, so that helps. Black Watchers. He spray paint a giant soup can, add some terminals, put that on your shelf, use the extra cash for something fun. Well, actually, I could just get capacitors from work. I could just call, I could call up our battery guy, our battery / charger guy and go, hey man, can you save like the biggest fucking cap you can pull out of one of these deals? And I probably could show up. I got some decent sized caps downstairs. I guess they're AC caps, like filter caps for chargers. But yeah, I could definitely get a hold of some. I mean, you got to remember, I work on some pretty big, dumb, high current, high voltage shit at times. I can get a hold of some really dumb shit. What's up, Mr. S? Welcome. Dutch radios used to cover their caps with copper for some reason. I mean, like, actually, like, a coating of copper or, like, encased in copper kind of thing. Lots of space for audio in a Range Rover. There's lots of space for everything in a Range Rover. Dead bodies, too, from what I understand. Dude, it has for sure had some dude spent $1,500 on the fuel pump by running it a little low on gas. Ooh, yeah. They can be a little sensitive there sometimes, them old fuel pumps. The caps we have in the locos, says Asmo. We own 30 from 36 up to 130 kilograms each. That's a big motherfucking capacitor. So I think Asmo can kind of get us all on the capacitor side of things. I'd be curious. I don't think they'd be that big, but I would be curious to see how big some of those, some of the system caps in the 740 volts top loaders we have are. I wonder, because I know they got to have some smoothing in there for them fucking controllers. You're picking up, 115 tons, not pounds, but tons of cargo with some fucking 740 volt lithium ion battery. You're gonna need a little bit of electricity and a little bit of smoothing for that surging on and off as the pumps kick in, steering kicks in. But we just don't have any over here yet. They're all on the West Coast right now. We barely have the infrastructure for it down at the ports as far as power goes. That's why they're still sticking with all their fucking big ass 13-liter Volvos and a shitload of junk ass 9-liter Cummins engines down there. You got 3,500 volt logos. Oh, that makes sense. That's cool. I was wondering how much those went. Oh. Ow. They I got to work on a 750 or 740, 750 volt Rail King. Rail King being like it's kind of like a maintenance vehicle. It's really big, really heavy, really big cube block hunkish machine that just can roll up to a train car, like a locomotive train car thing. Hook into it and pulling in. They use them for like pulling in like boxes and like actual locomotive like engine cars in and out of shops and shit a lot. Like you'll see them around. They're kind of like yard jockeys, but for train yards. We sometimes are, sometimes aren't Rail King dealers, so we get some of their electric ones, and I got to work on one of them a little bit. But those were fun. I don't really work for the that division much. That's the what the hell is the fucking word for it again? Jesus Christ, it's the same thing on some of our oh, it's like O-M-O. What the hell is the train word? M-O, because they got the arms on the things for picking up the things. God damn it. Somebody will know it. No, not choo-choo. I could call Tommy. But like, what the hell are those arms called that are on the fucking top loaders? M-O, God, maybe if I just type in top loader, spreader, M-O, train, M-O, arms. Let's do that. Top loading, top loader arms. No, like the things for picking up the cars. The fuck is that word? There's a word for the type of train cars. There's the train cars that take the 40-foot fucking containers, and there's a word for those types of cars. It's a word, it starts with M-O. For some reason I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Pentagraph, no, that's more in like a reach truck. Intermodal, there it is. Frank, ding ding. Frank Notobetty with it. Intermodal attachments, yeah. We have an intermodal division. And I also work on intermodal attachments at the ports for unloading the trains that come into the ports before we load all the 40 footers, 20 footers, 20 footers, 40 footers, and the European box is that like 42 feet or something? I forget what there's a European standard box. It's a little bit fucking weird, but we have all our attachments down there can spread out and attach to the European boxes as well. So it can do 20, 40, the European, and do intermodal stuff where it can pick up the train cars, like the entire train car. Like you can either pick the box up off the train car, or the intermodal arms come down and it picks up the entire train car and cargo box and can move them over to like a next track kind of thing. Starts with mo. It was modal, intermodal. Yeah, all right. Close enough. I knew there was a mo in there. Mo! Yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, no, yeah. Sea cans, yeah, that's another word for them. Sea cans. That's all the big boxes and the big cargo boats and shit. Like for those of you that remember, like when the big bridge fell down, like a a month ago, roughly. And you got to see all the big ports and everything down here that were all, like, they showed you all that, like the port right there, and how, like, everybody was, all their jobs and shit were on hold. Well, that's the port. Tommy runs it. Art is, like, his backup / he runs a lot of the electrical stuff down there, and then I help with them when needed, as well as other accounts down there. It's mostly us three and like one or two other guys that float in and out of the ports that keep a pretty good percentage of the machinery down there running. So that's just one of the reasons why when bullshit happened in 2020, we got a letter from the federal government that said, you are critical infrastructure support. Get your asses in them fucking vans or we will force you to fucking work. Okay. Pancakes, like many other things, are great in pairs, says Lockwatcher. Yes, that is just, yeah, I guess in most cases, but I just make the pancake, that big thick motherfucker with the hot cocoa mix mixed into the pancake mix. Tasty, tasty. Pardon me. Hold on, where is that? That's up there. Click that, bring that down here, put that right there. I haven't done a pancake thing in a little while, I suppose. But yeah, I'm doing chicken after this. Who knows, maybe I'll do a pancake later. Actually, no, if I eat later, it'll probably be gnocchis. Actually, yeah. Zenzinger, Belgian waffle, big size. That's a technical term, by the way. Belgian waffle, big size is usually enough, but your eyes want more. Belgian waffle. I haven't had a good waffle in quite some time. Actually, like when I was building theaters and shit, when the boss was like getting us like really fancy hotels before we started living in all the shitholes because he realized his budget didn't work like that. But you get some really fucking good waffles that like you could like make your own waffles. Like they'd have like the fucking spread, like the Marriott homestays or whatever the hell they are. Have like a fucking all kinds of fresh cooked food and eggs and sausage and bacon and like all kinds of stuff. And then you could like make your own waffles still and like the actual waffle machine thing. Actually had some really good batter in those. You put like 5-6 gallons of butter on it. And at that point I was still using maple syrup, but I used a lot of the grape, and I was just starting to get into the red berries, like strawberries and raspberries for pancake syrup. But now I'm just back to eating pancakes with just fucking chocolate something in them and a lot of butter and no syrup. Which does actually make it really easy to just pick up and eat after you slather enough butter on it. Kind of fold it up and like squish it in there sometimes. Railway electrics have almost no connection with normal household electrics. I would think so. Where's I'm sure Asmo had something to say about that at some point. Dongs. Wait, dongs? No, not dongs. I don't think that would have anything to do with railways. Dongs. Dinging it dong dongs. Jesus Christ, Jonathan. What? Europe was built before a time concrete existed. Europe's just old. I mean, obviously everything's a little bit old, but see, what's cool about Europe is like y'all actually give a fuck about like some of your history at least. Like in America, if someone figures out that a building's more than 30 years old, they have to have a fucking ceremony calling it like an ancient history, like we have to preserve it kind of fucking thing. Meanwhile, you all motherfuckers got shit that's like thousands of year old. You just put roads around it because it just gets in the way. And like you still have fucking castles around. Like that's great. Like I would love to like be driving around and be like, oh, there's a castle. Like, cool. Castles are cool. Like we should have more castles in America and not fucking medieval times dumb shit. Like we need castles here. US rail uses 12 to 12.5 kilovolts at 25 hertz AC and 25 kilovolts at 60 hertz. Like, does that vary per size? Like, do smaller stuff use the smaller voltage and bigger stuff use the bigger, or is that just old versus new? Or actually, I guess that could be regional too. Third rail is mostly 600 to 750 volts DC. Oh, it's a regional thing. Can like are most trains designed to ride on both, or do you have to like switch it up? Like when you get to the yard and that one's got to turn around. Like, are the new, I guess, yeah, I don't know if you could update the old one. Oh, they are? Well, which one? Yes. Shit. We have a tap. Oh, okay. You can just basically change the tap on the transformer. Okay. All right. That's not too bad. Is that something you can just flick a switch, or you like need a mechanic to roll up in that bitch and get it sorted? What amperage do they test their rails at? Ooh. Yeah, what kind of draw do you get to that as that fucking thing's humming along? Oh, it's an auto change. Oh, okay. Perfect. Nice. Actually, yeah, it makes sense with, fucking, I know locomotive technology can drive, like, a lot of, future tech stuff, from what I understand. That's not as much as I thought. Actually, well, I mean, at 25 kilovolts, 850 amps, that is fairly significant. Up to 1200 amps at 12 kilovolts. But yeah, I'm like, well, that's not too bad, 850 amps. But yeah, old forklifts will pull 850 to 1000 amps, but that's at like 48 volts, not 25 kilovolts, aka 25,000 volts. So actually, that seems like a fairly reasonable amp draw for like the size of everything I see, I guess, as far as current, like cabling and all that stuff. Yeah, that'll light a couple light bulbs, I suppose. Yeah, just a couple watts, as Rob says. Just a couple. Yeah, Good Lord. If a bar fell across the rails, how big would the light show be? Asks C2S. See, and if the tap changer fails in 12 kilovolt mode and runs into 25 kilovolt territory, it will pull over 2500 amps and blow shit up. Yeah, I fucking imagine it would. That's not good. Holy shit. Why is the entire train glowing? Oh, fuck, I know. Hold on. Shoo. You could fry a donkey with that. Yeah, I imagine. Ask me how I know. Yeah, I would suppose that, you've seen that before. Sorry, my ear is itchy. I don't know. I took a shower today, I promise. 2500 amps. The highest amp spike I've seen personally that I've recorded was about 1400 amps. But again, that was at 72 volts. That was when a drive motor had a dead fucking short somewhere on the armature. And then it got stuck. But yeah, fuck, that voltage, Jesus. The rail system is industrial. Quite industrial, yeah. Lockwatcher, planning on getting a new stove. Gas is an option, but not a good one. Fuck you say? That's fucking, ooh, I have to ban you from sending emails maybe for a little while. Thinking about induction. Does anyone here use an induction stove? Because somehow that's supposed to be fucking better than a gas stove? What the fuck? That's some bullshit talking right there, boy. Part of the reason I bought this house was fucking for gas. Not because I'm gassy, I mean, I do fart occasionally, obviously, but I love my gas. I I got like the gas oven is nice occasionally. Like if I got something really big to fucking do, and I don't want to put it in the Ninja stovetop electric oven, convection oven thing I got that I do most of my cooking in. But if I need to do like a big cake or something like larger, I'll use the gas one because it just cooks better, is my opinion. And a gas range top or stove top, where you're cooking your pans on it, I've never been able to find any way to cook properly on any kind of fucking electric top. Yeah. And all I do, especially like the pans I got, they're inductive stove, induction stove compatible because they got the thick things, the thick bases, but that also means they heat really evenly on the gas. And they really do heat very evenly on the gas because that plate's so thick, but I fucking love gas. Gas is an issue due to having to change my cabinets above the stove. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to put a fresh air, preferably an exhaust above the stove, but I don't know. I don't even think that's code in America to absolutely have an exhaust over the stove with gas. It might be. Asmo, I've been looking at a set of all-clad pots and pans. Yeah, I got the Vital, whatever the hell it is. I got those, the Titanic. All my pans just sink. And then I got the titanium ones. And they cook fucking great. But I got tired of just buying cheap pans all the time. Hey, it works great. Twice. Yeah. Oh, well. I use induction, says TJ, all the responsiveness without the fumes. Like, do you find it heats up quickly? Because I have heard a lot of people say induction stoves suck, but it could just be that it's because they don't have proper pans for them as well. So, what do you got here, TJ? You find it cooks as well as anything else? As quickly as well? Like, as far as heats up as quickly? Which, honestly, if you gotta wait like an extra 1 or 2 minutes for a pan to heat up, like, big deal. As long as it has enough mass to stay at heat once it's there. I can boil a liter of water in about 90 seconds. That's pretty fucking quick, I would say. That's faster than my electric kettle. My kettle's, well, of course, my kettle's only, 1,500 watts because it's American. It's only 120. That takes about 3 or 4 minutes, I guess, from tepid, or like room temperature, cold-ish. I use a cast iron skillet on induction just fine. Yeah, I've heard the cast irons work fine because they're just giant fucking hunks of, metal anyway. Comes down to the cookware you use. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, maybe some of these people just had bad experience with early induction shit that just when it wasn't quite sorted. And again, there wasn't any cookware that was compatible with it. Which, it's just funny that the best gas cookware you can get and the best induction are like the same. You just need a thick ass bottom. And it doesn't even translate well, which I find interesting, through electric. Electric, you'll still get hot spots with the thick base, I've noticed personally, but just seem those little fucking circle rings just suck, just in general. Time to wire the house for 220 volts for UK kettle, says Frank Notabetti. I have actually drawn up, or I don't have them here, but I've drawn up plans to pull 240 up to my kitchen so that I can get a 3,000 watt fucking kettle. Yes, like it's not in the works, but it's on the list. I absolutely would love to have a 3,000 watt fucking water kettle. Just be like, click. Okay. So yeah. Like, I may even see if I can get something bigger, because if I can get fucking 30 amps at 240, like, we'll just set the fucking world on fire. I'll sublimate that fucking water if I have to. I have ancient curly top now. Wait, what? Is that something that involves taking your pants off? A proper British kettle or like a British industrial kettle. Well, I mean, or, you know, just fucking general industrial America kettle once you get to 240. The current stove location is not gassed at this time. Well, I mean, if you eat enough Taco Bell, you might be able to sort it out naturally when you need to cook. Oh yeah, hopefully if I do stream game tonight, then hopefully the audio will work, because I'm trying something slightly different with the game audio. 240 volt is standard in the US. Yeah. No, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I would just run a full circuit up here. I actually have, I'd probably run it in 12. Well, I mean, I got 10, 12, and 14 gauge Romex. Or whatever the fuck word it is nowadays that I could run whatever up there. I just got to get around to it. Have I decided on a game for 420? Nah, not really. Like, I'm sure Scum will be mixed in there somewhere. I think Boobs will be out. By 420. I don't, what is is that a Sunday? So we could always do like a regular game stream, and then as it gets later, we could do the 18 plus stream and check out this game called Boobs and just smack some boobies around. I don't know. But no, I haven't picked up anything specific for 420 yet as far as the game goes. I don't know. I don't know that I'd be getting anything new. I'll probably just, we'll probably just settle into Scum for a little while. Maybe play some like Doom Eternal or Doom 1, or, you know, we may cycle through some games too. I'll take a bunch, not a super amount of edibles, because obviously that's not going to fucking matter, as we proved last year. But I'll take some edibles to get me warmed up. You did mention Valheim. I feel like, let me look at this. I feel like I looked at that and I don't know that that's, whoa. Why is the first thing I type in Valheim is Valheim mod loader? I'm going to have to watch more of that. I feel like I was watching that and I was like, what? Yeah, I'm not sure that clicked with me. I'll watch a couple more videos of that. But I feel like I watched it and it didn't quite click. Yeah, but I'll watch again to see if that's what happened there, TJ. Because I know that has been brought up. Like, it's on one of my notes here from when I checked it out. But if I'm going to get baked and we're just going to chill, I'm not trying to do any like jump scare shit or like sketchy or anything maybe too radically new if we're just trying to chill. But 15 years working on the locos. There you go. All right, so how long have I been working on the fucking forklifts? 17 years. Almost 18 years-ish. Something like that. My outdoor grill, this is Frank Nedabetty, has an outdoor grill, or my outdoor grill has a gas burner, but it's electric in the house. It says cow rod on my burners, as long as turn the pan, no hot spots. It sounds, what? My outdoor grill has a gas burner, but it's electric in the house. Okay. I feel like I may be missing part of that. I guess they're saying as you turn it just to keep the hot spots from getting weird. Viking Survival and Adventure. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that again. I've got to see if that's the one I think it is, where like you're just running through the woods and you're just like, kill this deer, kill that animal, kill this animal, kill that animal, kill this. I gotta see if it's that one, or I'm just like, you just kill everything every 5 seconds, or if that was some other thing. I'll have to watch. We'll see. Yeah, actually, yeah, we're getting close. I should be actually be shutting this down here shortly anyway. Get some food and then figure out if I'm going to stream now that we're running late here. Well, I'll probably still stream. I'm going to end up playing anyway. So I guess we'll get ready to shut it down here in a couple minutes, I suppose. I have my Big Bertha burner outside. 50,000 BTU, included a 22-inch wok. Great investment, all propane, cook all the ground meat and stir fries. That's cool. That's not bad. That'd be a good place to cook out there. Ow. Pet the Kitty Simulator. Yeah, I can just open the door to do that. I definitely don't need a simulator to pet the kitties. I'll just step outside. They just mob me. So Scruff needs taters. Well, I have a baked potato, but I need my chicken tendies. Oh, buffalo. They're just like regular buffalo chicken tenders, but I didn't put some more of my hot sauce on there. I usually sprinkle a little bit of cayenne for the flavor, some chili pepper. Sometimes I'll put just a pinch of garlic powder on there. Just a little bit. Just for the fuck of it, you know what I mean? But I haven't had I haven't had those in a few days. I don't have any leftovers except for the gnocchi, but I'll probably eat that later. We'll see. Anyway, I think I am, let's see. Rob, I've got another microwave curry. Too late to cook on a Saturday. Yeah, it's like past, what, 1 o'clock there. Butter. Like butter. Like butter. I don't need butter on my chicken. Well, even Scruff's gnocchi is taters. Yeah, well, I've been trying it. The last time I did gnocchi, I put that medium picante sauce on there, which is basically just like kind of watery salsa. You know what I mean? And that was actually pretty fucking good. Put some of that on there, some Parm cheese, a little bit of shredded cheddar and mozzarella. It's pretty fucking good, actually. It just ended up tasting just like a spicy, chunky fucking tomato sauce. Just gave me a reason to use that picante up because it's not great with my eggs. I prefer a proper chunky salsa, not the picante, which is kind of like watery salsa. Gnocchi with hamburger gravy. I could do that too. I got beef gravy in there. I'm sure that would be delicious as well. Butter goes on everything. I'm sure that'd be good with butter. Like those gnocchis are just fucking good. So, but I am gonna go make something to eat there, folks. So that means I gotta get out of here. And then, like I said, I'll kick something in. Should be kicking something in later. Probably be close to 9:30 at this point. We'll just run around for a while. So if you're around, I'll release the link here shortly. Go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to get out of here. Get some food, chill a little bit, see the kitty fuzzy butts, see what's going on with this game. So most likely I'll be streaming here another hour or so. And I'll either see you then, I'll see you Wednesday for probably the car, or Thursday is beef in, what the fuck is it? Beef strips in savory tomato-based sauce. So we have MRE Thursday coming, and then Saturday. So appreciate everybody hanging out. I'll catch everyone next time. Be groovy to each other, and I am out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.